Alright, I'm back at it. Today we're going to do another bite for bite comparison video. Let's see which one does better. This time I've got two generic off-brands versus the original name brand. I'm doing inline spinners today. I've got the Ready to Fish from Walmart. Cost about $1.20, somewhere around there, $1.26. The Ozark Trail inline spinner. It costs 96 cents versus the original Warden's Rooster tail from Yakima, which costs about $4. Considerable price difference, but I can already tell you from previous experience that the Warden's Rooster tail is more expensive for a reason. But it's actually cheaper than the other inline spinner out there, the MEPS. And I don't know why. I don't know why the MEPS has a higher rating, because I prefer the Warden's over the MEPS. It just works better and it's cheaper. I don't get it. But these are all the exact same pattern, same blade pattern, same color pattern. They're different weights. This one's a 1/4 ounce, this one's a 1/16 ounce, and this one's a 1/6 ounce. Which the reason for that is because when I went to Walmart to pick these up, and this is the last one of these they had, they only had 2 of these. They didn't have any other colors or anything. They didn't have any other sizes. And I had to go to Academy to get the Warden's, which was $4. They also had another brand at Academy, but they only had it in a 5-pack. They didn't have any individual ones. The entire fishing selection at Academy was sold out too. Walmart and Academy both sold out, but I guess that's part of the problem with going on Father's Day. I'm going to tie these on and compare to them. There's a few things to compare. Since they're all the exact same color, I think it's going to come down to which one spins better and which one has the better hooks. So I've already got the Rooster tail tied on, and I've got an Ozark Trail tied on the other rod. Let's get to it. This one's the Ozark Trail on the green rod, and on the gold rod we've got the Warden's Rooster tail. Now the blade is branded, it's stamped with the Rooster tail logo. The big difference between these two so far is the feather material. Like, this is just like a straight stranded feather tied on. This one's more like what's on a marabou kind of jig. Yeah, it's a real soft and fluffier feather than this one is. I don't want to get too close to the water and slide in over here, so I'm going to stay up kind of high. Start with the Rooster tail. It's spinning very nicely. I can go slow speeds with it. I can let it drop all the way to the bottom and run it real slow, and it'll still spin nicely. Let's compare that to the Ozark Trail. Oh, oops. Look at that, the Ozark Trail's already got a fish. As soon as that hit the water, before I could even test how it swims. But it's got 1 bite and 1 fish on the Ozark Trail. Now, if you'll stop interrupting me, let me see how it spins and how the retrieve is. Okay, now this one spins in a similar way, but I can't go as slow with it. If I start slowing down to get it down to the bottom like I was with the Rooster tail, it stops spinning and just kind of moves like a spoon. So for it to spin properly, you need a faster retrieve. On the plus side, it's not as painful breaking one of these off as it would be breaking off the Warden's, because you can buy 4 of these for the price of 1 of those. These Ozark Trails just don't want to spin. They want to swim like a spoon. They want to go side to side. They don't want to spin. And there's a knot in the line from line twist. That's a big problem with inline spinners that don't spin right, or inline spinners in general. So they spin the whole body is supposed to stay still while the blade spins, but that doesn't always happen. Most of the time the whole thing will spin because there's not really anything keeping the body upright like there would be on a full body spinner bait. Oh, there's a bite, but he didn't get the hook. That was a solid bite. So the Ozark Trail is ahead. One bite, one fish to the Rooster Tails at one bite, zero fish. Let's move down to another spot. I'm not too comfortable right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, he slipped off, and he got away. But I'm gonna count that because he came up and he landed. 1 for 2. Got him up out of the water. I don't think he was ever actually hooked. So the Ozark Trail is 1 for 1. The Rooster Tail is 1 for 2. I don't know if that was a bite or not, so I can't count it. It's got to be a definitive bite to count. And it's not spinning. It doesn't spin very well, especially at slower speeds. You know what? The current going that direction is helping the spin a lot, so I can slow it down some. Get it further down to the bottom. Water's got pretty good clarity, but it is a little bit muddy. So I'm gonna fish this like I would fish for white bass, which was close to the bottom, as slow as you could possibly go to keep it and still keep it off the bottom. And yeah, like water conditions are pretty similar to like the Nueces River, like if you were fishing for white bass off the Nueces. Oh, I don't know if I can get that one back. Oh no, look at that, there's a fish on it. The fish is gonna help me get it back. Oh, but he came off right there at the tree, but the fish did help me get it back. So that's bad news for the Rooster Tail. The water level's up. These tunnels usually is just trickling over the edge, so it's up about a foot at least from where it should be, or where it normally is. It's also very muddy. Zero visibility over here. I was going to go further upstream, but if the water's like this right here, I don't even want to know what it's like further up there. So I thought this challenge was going to be over with quickly because I got bites right away, but I haven't got any bites since. I can't deal with this mud anymore. I've already fished this whole park. Let's go somewhere else. Let's finish this up downtown. Yeah, I'm back downtown. Flood Control Inlet Tunnel Park. Our Flood Control Tunnel Inlet Park. Water doesn't look too bad, not a lot of clarity, but it's not too bad, not too far from normal. And the water is pretty brown, but there is some visibility. I think a spinner should actually work pretty well. I can see all the way to the bottom, and I'm not even wearing my polarized glasses here. Oh, there we go. Oh, he came off. Are you kidding me? The Rooster Tail is 0 for 3. That is insane. I can't believe that. There we go. That's a good sunfish right there. There we go. Finally got one of the Rooster Tails. 1 for 4. Good looking fish. That was a nice size red ear, I believe. Guess it could have been a long ear, but I think it was a red ear. There's another one. Back-to-back cast. Got another one. Oh, that one slipped off, but he's up here, so I'm gonna count it. It's the same species. A little bit smaller. There we go, 2 for 5. Not the best rating for the rooster tail. I know it can do better than that. But with that being said, now I'm going to cut it off and put the ready to fish on. Alright, now I've got the ready to fish tied on. And as you can see, this one also has the straight feathers on it, like the rooster tail did, as opposed to the marabou feathers, like the Ozark Trail. Already having issues with it. Just like the Ozark Trail, it doesn't want to spin at the slower speeds, which means I got to move it faster, and that keeps it up towards the surface. The rooster tail, you could spin at really slow speeds, and so you can almost drag it on the bottom and have it still spin. So even though the rooster tail only caught 2, I'm still kind of leaning towards that being the winner. It just performs better. Alright, I hate to end a video like this, but I was throwing 3 inline spinners in these conditions, this water and that creek, and barely, like, I only caught 3 fish. They were 3 sunfish. But I think that says more about how tough the fishing has been lately than it does about the lures, because the rooster tail is proven. Like, I've caught 70 fish on it in a single day. Like, I know how good those are, and the fact that I wasn't able to, I only caught 2 on it today is kind of crazy. The other ones, the Ozark Trail, I landed 1, but I only got 3 bites. But like I said, I think this is more about the conditions and how tough the fishing is than it does about the bait. The ready to fish, I think it did better than the Ozark Trail, but I didn't get any bites on it. It does have a smaller hook, so maybe the hookup ratio might have been a little worse. It might have been harder to hook into fish. But if you're catching panfish like I was today, then it should work fine. It might even work better. So as far as their performance goes, like the spinning, I didn't have any issues with the rooster tail, with the Wardens. No issues at all. The Ozark Trail, on both of them, they seemed to work at first, but every time you pick them up out of the water, the line would have to unwind, because they're just the whole thing is spinning, and it's just getting a lot of line twists, and I kept getting a lot of knots and stuff like that and had to cut it out. And then the ready to fish one, the refill, same thing really. Like they worked a little bit better. They weren't good at slow speeds. The Warden's rooster tail, you could fish slow and it would still spin just fine. The ready to fish, at slower speeds it didn't really spin, but at higher speeds it did. So you couldn't really fish it lower in the water column than the rooster tail. The Ozark Trail, after a while it just stopped spinning altogether and just became a spoon. And after getting snagged with the ready to fish for a few times, it's kind of the same thing. Once they start getting bent, they don't spin anymore. But like the rooster tail, it wasn't even, or the Ozark Trail, it wasn't even bent, and it still started doing that. Like, it only worked properly for a few minutes, and then it just stopped spinning on both of the ones I was throwing. So I don't know, it's only $1. You can get a bunch of them for the price of the Warden's one or the MEPS or anything like that, but I mean, you kind of get what you pay for. The rooster tail was, or the Ozark Trail was 96 cents. The ready to fish was like $1.30 something, and then the Warden's was 4 something. So one of the few instances where the more you spin on something, the better it does, until you start getting into the MEPS, because I still think the Warden's is better than the MEPS and the Panther Martin and all those. So thanks for watching. See you next time.